see. Okay, we are recording. I know I have a lot of people that texted me, messaged me today and told me they couldn't get on live because they had stuff going on, so they're going to watch it. They're going to watch the recording tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I've got lots of notes, so I'm going to be looking at them throughout the call. And I'm going to be covering quite a bit of stuff tonight, and hopefully you guys are going to have some takeaways. So let me just,
all right, I got my notebook.
All righty. All right, so tonight I'm going to be talking about expectations in a few different forms, and then I'm going to be talking about one particular of the basics that I want to cover with you guys. All right, so first thing I want to talk about is expectations in your business. So what can you expect from your business and the business in general? Well, first of all, as we all know, what comes in your business is going to be directly related to kind of what you do. You know, obviously how many hours you put in, how much effort you put in, all that kind of stuff. But one thing I really want to touch on is that, kind of like the post I put up in the team page the other day, we're all very different people with very different lives, okay? And some coaches have success like super quickly, or maybe it seems that way to us, where other coaches kind of grow a little bit slower. And either one of those is fine, okay? But what I want you guys to really understand is that if you're one of the coaches that maybe grows a little bit slower like I did, I don't want you guys to think like, oh, it's not working for me, or it's not happening. Maybe exactly what you're wanting, you know, in the long run isn't happening right away, but there's probably a lot happening on the inside and in here that you're probably not acknowledging. And like I talked about in my post in the team page, that is kind of how it was for me. You know, I wanted the large team, and I wanted to be able to help a ton of people, and I wanted the full-time income. I wanted all that right away. And I was like, I deserve it, you know, like if I make a lot of money, you know, or if I become a millionaire, I'm going to do good things with it. Like, I know I'm going to do good things with it. I deserve it, you know? And so for the longest time, I was kind of like, well, why am I not a millionaire already? You know, like Lindsay Maui's a millionaire, you know, and like I would kind of compare myself to other coaches. And then I really had to realize, like, if I was to become a millionaire a year into my business, or even 3 years into my business, I personally wouldn't have been ready for it. I wouldn't have known what to do with it. I wouldn't have known what to do with that huge team underneath me. I wouldn't have known exactly what to do with what was handed to me. So it's okay to work your way up to everything in your business, so when you do end up with those things, you know what to do with them, okay? And I know, like, as a newer coach or somebody who's not really where you want to be yet, it's kind of like, yeah, whatever stuff. Like, it's easy for you to say, but like, I want this. But as you go, you will really start to learn that it is important to be ready for those things, okay? And I'm going to kind of talk about a little bit of that tonight. But so a few expectations that you should have in your business, or a few things that you should understand, is that, first of all, it takes time, okay? It takes patience, and it takes action. And I'm just being real with you guys, okay? I could sit on here and I could tell you guys, you know, you're going to make $100,000 next month if you really give it your all. And maybe somebody out there could. I don't know. But being realistic, I want you guys to understand that there's going to be moments where you have to be patient, okay? Not just with income, okay? Maybe with other things as well, okay? But there's going to be moments, and there's going to be areas in your business that you have to have patience, okay? You have to give it time. Like I talked about, you have to give yourself time to grow into those positions that you want to hold, okay? And then you have to take action, all right? You're not going to be able to just sit back and have what you want in your business and do nothing. We all know that's obviously not how it works. So take action now and be patient and just trust that that action will pay off in the long run. All right. It takes time because you have to build trust. You have to build a following. Okay. And by building trust is how you build that following with people. And when I say build a following, I don't want you guys to think that that means that you have to have 1,000 people who follow you and worship you, or you need to get 500 likes on all of your pictures, or even 100 likes on all of your pictures. That's not what I mean by a following. What I mean by a following is that the right people are watching you, okay? The people that are good for you and the people that you are going to want in your business are following you, and they're getting inspiration from you. And that takes a little bit of time, okay? You have to learn how to be the best coach that you can be. In the very beginning, you're probably going to make mistakes, okay? We all make mistakes. I still make mistakes. But as you go and as you're helping those challengers and you're coming across those different things, maybe it is a health issue that somebody has, or maybe it's an injury or some type of limitation, whatever it is, you're learning how to help those challengers through those obstacles. And in the meantime, you're becoming a better coach, okay? The more you do it, the better you become. And you learn how to run your challenge groups, okay? Some coaches' challenge groups suck in the beginning. And it is what it is. But you learn, okay, this didn't work. Or, you know what, I didn't really like the reaction I got to this, so I'm going to try this instead. And then before you know it, you're going to have this amazing challenge group, and you're going to be like, okay, well, I learned how to make my challenge groups rock, okay? So you are going to learn how to be a better coach as you go, which is a good thing. You're going to learn how to be a better leader, all right? It's funny how when you're a new coach, or a newer coach, or you don't have a big team under you, I'm going to tell you guys, it's a good thing, but it's a totally different world being that newer coach with a small team than it is being a coach with hundreds or thousands of coaches under you, okay? And that is something that you have to learn how to adapt into and learn how to manage the right way. You have to learn how to be a leader that sets an example. And it's just something that takes time to learn, unless you're just somebody that already studied leadership, or you already had a job in leadership, or, whatever it is. Unless you're that person, leadership has to be learned and it has to be practiced. Okay. And again, that kind of takes time and action and effort. Okay. You have to learn how to adopt a positive mindset, in turn being able to overcome obstacles. Again, if you're somebody that, really practiced positivity, or, you did a lot of personal development before you became a coach, maybe you're really good at the positive mindset thing. And maybe I'm wrong in this, but I found that the majority of our world has a very negative mindset versus having a positive mindset. So I would definitely say that the negative mindset is more prominent than a positive mindset. And I would say that a positive mindset is really something that has to be learned and practiced, okay? And you obviously have to learn that as a coach, because when you come across those obstacles, or when you come across those other people that are struggling with negativity, you have to know how to have that positive mindset, okay? You have to learn self-confidence. If you're going to help people on their life journey, and you're going to grow a team under you and, teach them what to do, you have to have confidence in yourself and what you're doing, okay? So those are all things that take time, they take patience, they take action, they take effort, okay? And it's just an expectation that you should have in your business that those things are going to take time, okay? So expectations when it comes to your team. So something I was really thinking about, not so much a quote, but more of something I kind of want you guys to keep in mind and remember, is to be the upline that you want to have, and to be the downline that you want to have, okay? Those are two things that I always try to sit back and kind of reflect on and ask myself if I'm doing those two things. Okay. So I always try to ask myself, am I being the upline that I would want Lindsay Matway to be to me? Okay. And what are some things I ask? Do I care about my team? This means really caring about them as people. Okay. Caring about their lives and what they're going through and their whys and why are they doing this business. Not just caring that they are making you money. Okay, really caring about your team as people, right? Am I guiding them in the right direction? And am I getting them started right? So when I sign a new coach, am I getting them started the way that I would have wanted my upline to get me started? Am I setting the example and guiding them the way that I would want Lindsay Matway to set the example and guide me? Okay. Am I working on myself and doing my vitals? Okay. That's a pretty simple one. If I'm going to be telling my team to do things, I better be doing them. If all of a sudden Lindsay Matway stopped doing all of her vitals and quit working on herself, it would discourage me. Okay. So am I doing my vitals and working on myself the way that I would want Lindsay Matway to show me that she is? Am I being available to my business and my team while still taking care of life's responsibilities? Okay, so this is one that I kind of wanted to talk about. So it obviously depends on your life and what you have going on. If you're a single person with no kids, maybe you can devote 24/7 to your business, and that's awesome. Me personally, I'm a mom. And first and foremost, my kids come first, just like Lindsay Matway is a mom. And I look at her as my upline, and I feel like if Lindsay was not ever available to me, I would be very discouraged, okay? But at the same time, if I saw that Lindsay was only working her business 24/7, she was never being a mom, never devoting time to her family, I would also be discouraged because it would be unrelatable to me. And I would be like, well, if she can't have any time with her family, how am I going to have time with my family? So I think it's important that as an upline, you're showing your team that you're available to them as much as you can be, but you also are still present with your other life's responsibilities. And that is where a schedule comes into play, or, blocking out certain time, or, taking a day off. I personally don't take a full day off. I don't totally recommend that, but it's totally up to you, whatever works for you. Okay. So are you showing your team that that is possible? And, I stop and think, is Lindsay Matway showing me that that's possible? Yes, we all know she's present with her family and in her business. You can do both, okay? So ultimately, am I seeing that she has balance in her life, and am I showing my team that balance is possible, okay? So then I ask myself, am I being the downline to Lindsay Matway that I would want to have? Okay, so am I being the downline that I would want to have? Am I putting consistent effort into my business? This means showing up every day, doing your vitals, doing what we all know we should be doing your workouts and following that and, getting results and whatever. Am I doing that every day? Am I pushing out of my comfort zone? That comes to your posts, talking to people, whatever it is, okay? Am I maintaining a positive attitude? This is huge. Anytime I'm going to go to my upline, who is Lindsay Matway, obviously you guys got that. If I have something, kind of discouraging going on or something bad going on, I always try to leave her with something positive. I try not to be the person that goes to her and is like, oh, and that's it. If I have a problem, I go to her, look for a solution, but I let her know that I want that solution because I truly do want a solution, okay? So I try to maintain that positive mindset. And I want you guys to know that bad days are okay, okay? We're all gonna have bad days. And it's okay to go to your coach and vent to your coach. That's totally fine. That's what your upline is there for. But don't go to your coach, don't go to your upline. I wouldn't go to Lindsay Matway with a problem if you don't actually want a solution, okay? Go to your upline with a problem to look for a solution. That's what you do with a positive mindset, okay? It doesn't mean that it's always butterflies and rainbows, and because you're positive, you never have bad days and nothing bad ever happens. That's silly. That's unrealistic. But you need to adapt that mindset that I have a problem, whatever it is, but I want a solution, okay? Am I asking for help when I need it? Okay, that's another thing. I know sometimes coaches, they don't really want to go to their upline and say, oh, this is happening, or they don't want to sound negative, okay? But the fact of the matter is, if you need help, we want you to ask for it, okay? And I know that if I'm struggling with something or I need help with something, Lindsay Matway would rather me reach out to her and come to her looking for help and looking for answers than to sit back and get totally discouraged, okay? So if you need help, ask for it, okay? You can't expect your upline to be a mind reader. We're not mind readers. So if you need help, you have to ask for it. And this, guys, this is going to go for your team as well. And these are the things that you want to teach your downline as well, okay? Let's see. Am I acting like I'm part of a team? Okay, this is another big one. So when I stop and I think about, okay, how can I show Lindsay Matway that I'm part of her team? Now, her team is a little bit different than my team, obviously. My team is my downline. I'm still a part of her team that's not my downline. But the thing is that we all help each other. And I've talked about this before, and I'll talk about it a little bit more. But so am I interacting in her team page, okay? And her personally sponsored coaches team page. Am I interacting in there? Am I, sharing, maybe some aha moments that I've had, or am I sharing things that work for me in my business? Am I, when she does new coach, sorry guys, when she does new coach announcements, am I saying hi to those people and welcoming them to the team? If a coach has a question in the team page and I know the answer, am I answering that question or am I just ignoring it? Okay, little things like that. Or am I participating in the team page? Okay, am I participating in team events? This goes for, diamond retreats or, events that she held at Summit. It's easy when you're busy and things are going on to just be like, oh, I can't go to that, or team calls, okay? Like the call we're on right now, team events. I, of course, am busy. I have a large team under me now, but I still try to show up on the Monday night bombshell calls. A, because I want to show that I am participating in the team, but B, because I know that I'm always going to take away something, okay? It doesn't matter if it is a coach that is ranked lower than me or hasn't been coaching as long as me. There's going to be something in everything that I participate in that I take away, okay? Something positive that I take away. Am I rooting for my teammates? So that goes, like for the team page. If she does the top coaches of the week, and I'm not on the billboard, I'm not going to just be like, oh, well, I didn't make it, so whatever. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to congratulate the people that did make it into the top 5. Or, the people who hit high success club numbers. Maybe that was a month that I didn't hit high success club numbers, but I'm still going to congratulate those people. I'm still going to support those people. Because when it's all said and done, guys, their success is my success, okay? So as I've talked about before, how it works as a team. We are all in this organization together, okay? When we're creating volume, we're all creating volume that helps all of us. It really is like a circle of you helping somebody, somebody helping you. And that is the really, really amazing thing about this business. So even though, you know, that person, okay, let's say Victoria, even though you and Sam are both coaches, personally sponsored coaches of mine, if you guys are still in the same organization on the same leg, you still benefit each other, okay? So even though you're not technically under each other, because you're both technically under my organization, you guys still benefit each other. So I'm not saying, you know, be supportive because just so other people can benefit you, but I really want coaches to understand that it really does have a positive effect on your business if other coaches are succeeding as well. So many times we start to compare ourselves to other coaches and, you know, maybe they have higher numbers than us or whatever it is. And we are kind of like, I don't need to support them. Or, you know what, I don't have the same success that they have. You know, why would I support them? They don't need my support. And the thing is that you can be just as successful as you want to be, and somebody else being successful is good for you as well. And you want to support that. Because at the end of the day, if we all failed, that would be bad for all of us, okay? Let me see what I have here. Okay, so as far as like, you know, what am I doing? What do I expect from my upline? What, you know, what am I doing as a downline? That's all I have for that. But another thing I want to mention is that you guys cannot expect your upline, just like I cannot expect my upline to always keep me motivated, okay? So when we're talking about expectations, at some point you have to find some self-motivation, okay? And the same thing goes for your downline. You guys can only do so much for your downline, just like I can only do so much for my downline, just like Lindsay Matway can only do so much for me. When it's all said and done, you're there to guide them, you're there to help them when they have questions, but you're not there to work their business. And you can't work their business for them. Although, trust me, there's sometimes coaches where I'm like, I wish I could just do it for them because I see all their potential and I know that they could be great coaches, but they're not doing it. Let me do it for them. It doesn't work that way, okay? So you do what you can and you move on. You don't be a rescuer like that call that we watched the other day. Sam knows what I'm talking about. And I used to be a rescuer. Guys, I had coaches, no joke, that quit and signed back up like 2 times. That's how much of a rescuer I was. These coaches would quit and I would get them motivated again and I would get them signed back up and I would keep them motivated for a little while. And then sure enough, they didn't have that self-motivation, so they would fall back off and they would quit again. And I was doing this continuous, exhausting circle where I was using my self-motivation to keep other people motivated, and it doesn't freaking work. It might work in the beginning, but in the long run, it doesn't work. So find self-motivation. Know that your coach is there to help you stay motivated, but they're not there to be your motivation, okay? Sorry, my notes are like super small. So another thing I wrote down is that you can't depend on your upline for your success. Trust me, guys, I learned that, okay? When I first started, most of you know, I did not really have an upline that was there for me or did much for me. And if I would have been the coach that waited for my upline to reach out to me or waited for my upline to, you know, tell me what to do, I would have been very unsuccessful. And I say sometimes that it was almost a blessing in disguise because it really made me have to reach inside myself and really find my self-motivation and really figure out what worked for me and make it happen on my own, okay? And now, obviously, I have an amazing upline and everything. But just know that as much as we wish we could be sometimes, your upline cannot be the person that determines your success. Like I said, they're there to guide you, you know, and help you in every way they can. But when it comes right down to the success of your business, you got to do it. All right. I can tell you guys that I talk to Lindsay Matway one-on-one, maybe like once a week, maybe. And I tell you guys this because I think a lot of times coaches kind of have this idea that like what happens on other teams or what happens with other uplines. And I talk to my coaches pretty one-on-one pretty often, I would say. But I want you guys to understand that that's not always the case. Like I said, I talk to her maybe like once a week, and generally that is because I'm reaching out to her. And it's okay, like that's normal, you know, especially as you grow a bigger team, you get busier and all that kind of stuff. But the thing is that I still have Lindsay Matway's guidance, okay? I have a team page where she gives me tools, okay? I'm still supplied with the things that I know that I need. And then I know that if I have a question or I need guidance or I need a pep talk, that she's there and I can reach out to her, okay? So just kind of wanted to set those expectations for you guys when you're thinking of your upline. And I also want you guys to be able to set those expectations for your downline as well. I think that's important, that your downline needs to realize, you know, as you grow your business, that this is what they can expect from you. And they need to know that they need to do some work themselves, okay? When I sign new coaches, I'm very, very one-on-one with them in the beginning. That, you know, they're brand new. They don't really know what they're doing. Very, very one-on-one. I pretty much talk to them all day long. If they're a coach that, you know, actually is doing what I suggest and they're taking off and they're, you know, wanting to run with the business. Now, if I sign a coach that tells me they want it, they're not really doing anything, you know, I'm giving them advice, they're not really following it, I'm not gonna put, you know, as much effort into that, because if I'm not seeing that action behind the effort that I'm putting in, it's not worth it. So with my new coaches, I work very, very one-on-one with them in the beginning. And then it kind of gets to a point where it's time for coaches to kind of like find their own wings in a sense. And this is not like to be mean. And again, I'm telling you guys this because as you form a team, I want you guys to understand this as their upline as well. It's not to be mean. It's not because you're too busy for them or anything like that. It's because it's very important that your downline finds their own way. They find their own niche, or however the heck you say it. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, it's important that they find what works for them and what clicks for them, and, you know, who their market is and what they want to portray and talk about, because it's going to be different than you. They're not going to be exactly the same as you. They might be similar, you know, hopefully they're similar to you, but it's going to be different, and they have to kind of be able to find their own way, or they're not going to feel good about what they're doing. Okay, so it's kind of important that, I forget who it is, one of my coaches always says, break up with your upline. And I like that saying, but I kind of don't, because you don't want to break up with your upline and like never talk to them again, obviously, but you do kind of want to find your independence as you go, okay? All right, so that's all I got for expectations. Next, what we're going to talk about is kind of the basics. And like I said, I have one specific basic that I want to talk to you guys about tonight. So as a coach, if you are really a business coach and you really want to work this as a business, you know, and I've talked about before, most of you probably know there's kind of 3 different levels of coaching. There's discount coaching, there's hobby coaching, and there's business coaching. Let me break it down a little bit for you guys, okay? If you are signed up as a coach and you are doing the workouts, but you're never talking about it on social media, or you're completely inconsistent and, you know, your neighbor, Tom, probably doesn't really even know you're a coach, you are a discount coach. You can define yourself as a business coach if you want, but when it's said and done, you are a discount coach, okay? If you're somebody who is signed up as a coach and you're not really consistent, but every now and then you throw a post up, or every now and then you talk to somebody at work about what you're doing. You are a hobby coach, which means that you're doing it when it's fun, when it's convenient, and you're just doing it at your own convenience whenever it's fun. Okay, I just said that and repeated myself, but that's what a hobby coach is. And here's the thing. It's okay. Okay. Whatever you want to be, whatever level of coaching you want to be is totally fine. It's totally up to you. But I want to break it down for you guys because I hear coaches say sometimes, I really, really want this. Like, I want to do this full time. And then they fall on the discount or the hobby coach category. And if you want to do it full time as a business, you can't fall in those two categories. Okay. So a business coach is somebody who does the vitals consistently. Okay. I get that as a new coach, kind of takes time to really learn that consistency and really do it. But you're posting about what you're doing. You're talking to people about what you're doing. You are running challenge groups. Okay. Now, your first couple challenge groups you can run with your upline, but you're still participating in them and you're still helping your upline run them. And then eventually you're running your own challenge groups. Okay. You are growing a team under you. You're offering the coaching opportunity to people. That is what business coaching is. When you start doing those things, you can officially describe yourself as a business coach, okay? All right, so as a business coach, you should be doing your vital behaviors. We all know that, blah, blah, blah. We talk about it on every call, do your vital behaviors. But I want to talk about one specific vital. It's not really a vital behavior, but it kind of falls into that category. One thing that you should be doing that I really want to stress to you guys, if you want success in your business, is you should be posting on your social media platforms consistently, okay? And I'm going to talk about why. But especially as a new coach, okay, it is very important that people see that you're serious about this, okay? So you're going to announce yourself as a coach, or your upline is going to announce you as a coach. And then from then on out, people are going to be watching you, whether you know it or not, whether you believe it or not. When people see that you're coaching, they're going to wonder what the heck you're doing. They're going to wonder if you're serious about it. They're going to wonder if it's something they would be interested in. And then they're going to watch you, okay? And the problem is I see so many new coaches do this. They start out, they're posting, life happens, or maybe they don't have the exact response that they want, and they just go MIA for a week, okay? They just stop posting for a week. What happens when you do that is all the people who saw your coach post and wondered what you were doing, they also see that you went MIA for a week, and then they're like, okay, well, I don't know what that was all about, but it's obviously not anything I need to pay attention to anymore. You have to find that consistency with your posting, okay? And I'm going to talk more about why. So one thing that I wrote is that you need to earn your off days, okay? So let me tell you guys, when I was a new coach and when I decided that I was officially going to make this a business, you better believe that I was posting consistently, okay? I was excited about what I was doing. I was sharing it. I was sharing my workouts, and I still do, okay? I still do consistently. You can go look at my page and you can see what I post about. But the thing is, that I want you guys to understand is that once you get further along, it does get easier, okay? It becomes more of a habit, and you also kind of earn your off days. Like, for example, this week, it's the last week of summer break before both of my kids start elementary school last week. I kind of had a little bit of an off week when it comes to my posting. Now, don't get me wrong, I was still in my inbox talking to a ton of people when I carved out that time during the day, but I got a little bit behind with my posting for like 2 days, okay? One thing that I never do is I never let myself go MIA for more than a couple days at a time, okay? But once you kind of like get the hang of things and you get further along and you build that following and you build your business and you kind of know like what you want and people know what you're doing and you've already established all that, then it's okay to have an off day every now and then. Now, don't go run with this a year from now and be like, okay, well, I can take a month off because I'm a successful coach now. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, in the beginning, yes, maybe it kind of feels like a sacrifice to be posting consistently all the time, but you do it so in the long run, you can, have the business and have the schedule that you want. But the great thing about coaching is that even in the beginning, you can create your own schedule, okay? Now, it can't be like, oh, I'm going to take Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, and I'm going to post on Thursday and Friday. Obviously it has to be realistic. You need to be trying to carve out time for your business every day if you want to be a business coach and be successful. But you can make your own schedule. So, whenever you want to work on your business, whatever you want to do, if there are certain days of the week that work better for you, you can do whatever you want to do. Okay. Posting consistently eventually makes people reach out to you, which is like such a relief for newer coaches. Okay. Because I know that newer coaches are all like, okay, like, when are people going to come to me? I don't want to have to invite everybody. And just like I said, that people sit back and they watch you for a little while. Okay. And then once they see that you're serious, once your posting has been consistent enough, people are going to start reaching out to you, which is awesome. Okay. So they're going to start to learn about you and relate to you through your posts. Okay. These are all reasons why people are eventually going to start reaching out to you. They're going to start to learn about you and relate to you. Okay. You're going to start reaching them on an emotional level through your posting. Okay. This is why vulnerable posts are important. This is why posts that really relate to you and things that you have been through are important. You're going to start to reach the right people for you on an emotional level. And connecting with people on an emotional level is like the biggest thing that you can do to get people to come to you. Okay. They're going to start to trust you. Just like I talked about, if they're watching you and they're seeing that you're doing this consistently, okay? If they're seeing that you're posting about this consistently and you are remaining excited about it, if they're seeing that you're doing your workouts regularly and you're getting results, if they're seeing different things like that, then they're going to start to trust you through your posting, and it's going to make them more comfortable to reach out to you and work with you because they're going to believe what you have to say and what you have to offer. Okay, they're going to become interested in what you're doing, and they're going to want to be a part of it. Okay, as you share what you're doing and how it's changing your life, even if it's just minor things in the beginning, they might feel minor to you, but they could be huge to somebody else. Okay, as you're sharing about all that stuff, they're going to want to be a part of that. All right, I'm going to tell you guys that there are so many people that are unhappy with where they're at in life, and they're looking for something different, and you would never know it, okay? It's not really like a real popular thing to talk about all the time. And when people see that you have found this thing that really is changing your life physically, mentally, financially, they're going to want that, okay? And they're going to want that for themselves. So they're going to be comfortable. They're going to trust you. They're all this other stuff, and they're going to want what you're doing, and then they're going to reach out to you. Okay. Okay. So I kind of created this little example analogy for you guys to kind of understand why posting is important. So think of it this way. Your posts and your pictures are your advertisement for your business. Okay. Now, one thing that I want to point out is that you do need pictures, okay? And I'll kind of talk about why, but you can't just be the person that only ever puts statuses up and you never show your face on your social media. You need to have pictures when people, we live in a world nowadays where people are sitting on their phone on Facebook and they're doing this, and they're just zoned out, scrolling their Facebook. They're waiting to see something that catches their eye and makes them stop, okay? So you do need to have some scroll stopping pictures every now and then. Okay, so think of it this way. Think of it like You have no idea what Dunkin' Donuts is, and you have no idea what Starbucks is, okay? So you have these two coffee shops, we'll call them, that just opened, and you have no idea what they are, okay? They're brand new businesses that just opened. And let's say that Dunkin' Donuts has lots of pictures of, you know, the coffee that they're selling and the donuts that they're selling. And then you have Starbucks that says, hey, I'm a coffee shop, but they have no pictures of their coffee or the things that they're selling. And you, again, you don't know that Starbucks coffee is better than Dunkin' Donuts. I'm a Starbucks fan. But Starbucks has no pictures, and Dunkin' Donuts has all these pictures that speak to you, okay? And they messes with your emotions. You want that coffee. It looks delicious. Which one are you going to go to? Okay, we all know the answer. You're going to go to Dunkin' Donuts because you really don't have any idea what Starbucks has to offer, okay? So if you're thinking of two different Beachbody coaches, okay, you have one Beachbody coach who says, yay, I'm a Beachbody coach, and then they don't post any pictures or anything about what they're doing. And then you have another Beachbody coach who says, yes, I'm a Beachbody coach, and they start showing you results, and, you know, they start talking to you on an emotional level about how it's changing their life. Which Beachbody coach are you going to choose? You're going to choose the one that is showing you what it's doing for them and speaking to you on an emotional level, okay? So think of your posting that way, okay? You want to be the Beachbody coach that brings that person into your store, into your business, okay? And then another thing that I want to touch on is when you get no's or you get people that won't commit, okay? I have so many coaches that are like, what do I do? What do I do? And of course you want to follow up with those people, you know, that's part of it. But I always tell my coaches, you need to just move on, keep doing what you're doing, finding those other people, and you need to show those people what they're missing. Because trust me, they're still watching, okay? So back to the Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks analogy. Think about if you were to pass a Starbucks every day on your way to work, and they have, okay, let's think about the unicorn drink, okay? That was a big one. Of course, you know, if you're healthy and you know not to drink it and everything, you probably said no to it. But let's just say you're one of the people that didn't really care about how much sugar and everything it had, you know, but they keep promoting this unicorn drink, and it's colorful and it speaks to you, and unicorns are amazing right now, so everybody wants to try it, okay? Eventually, you probably are going to try the unicorn drink, okay? Just like these potentials or these people that are telling you no, or maybe they're not committing right away. If they keep seeing what they're missing and you keep showing them in their newsfeed how this is changing your life and what it's doing for you and what it could be doing for them, eventually they're going to want to try it out, okay? They're going to want to taste what you're offering them, okay? So if people aren't committing right away, don't sit back and, you know, stress over it and say, everybody's telling me no, I don't know what to do. Keep doing what you're doing and just keep showing them what they're missing, okay? And one thing that I really want to talk about, the last subject, is that you guys need to remember that you are advertising for you, okay? You're not advertising for Beachbody, okay? Beachbody has their advertising covered. I can tell you guys right now, when it comes to Beachbody workouts, the specific, like the name of the workouts, all that kind of stuff, you don't need to advertise that, okay? Because there's infomercials and there's commercials, and that is being advertised, okay? What you need to do is you need to show people how those workout programs and those products and stuff, how they're personally working for you, okay? You don't need to be sharing, you know, I don't know, what's something that I've seen coaches share. I don't know, maybe like a clip of something from the Team Beachbody page, I don't know, or maybe like a picture, like an old, just a regular picture of like Shakeology that like breaks down the ingredients or something like that. you don't need to share that onto your personal page because people aren't going to care about it. They're not going to care about it. I'm going to tell you guys right now, you can share YouTube videos about how amazing Shakeology is, and your potentials are not going to care because they don't know what Shakeology is, okay? They're not going to go watch a YouTube video that has nothing to do with you personally and say, oh, this looks amazing. I want this, okay? Maybe you'll have a couple people who do that. But overall, people would rather hear from you, okay? Like the picture I shared tonight of my confetti Shakeology. You know, I called it confetti frappuccino. People know that it's my cafe latte Shakeology because I've talked about it in the past, but I don't need to share a picture from Beachbody or a recipe of Shakeology from Beachbody, okay? Here's another example. If there's a really cool recipe from Beachbody with Shakeology that you want to share, don't just take the picture of the recipe and post it on your page. Go make the recipe yourself. Take a picture holding it in front of you and post the recipe with it, okay? It's just a matter of taking it from salesy to taking it from sharing about you because your brand is you. Oh, sorry, my mom's calling me. Your brand is you. It is not Beachbody, okay? So you need to show people why they want you to help them, okay? Why do they want you as a Beachbody coach to help them versus why they want a different Beachbody coach to help them? Or why would they want to sign up under you and make you their coach versus just going to the Team Beachbody website and ordering something off of the website, okay? What makes you different than the other coaches out there, okay? So that brings me to my next subject. If you're in my Diamond group, I posted yesterday about what are 3 things that make you unique. And obviously this goes for everybody, all coaches. So you guys have heard me talk about before your top 5 things that make you, you. This is not that, okay? You still need to post about those top 5 things regularly, but this is a little bit different than your top 5 things, okay? This is what makes you different from other coaches, okay? It's what makes you specifically unique to you and different from other coaches. So some of your top 5 things might fall in that category, but it's a little bit different than that. All right, so it's not things like I'm passionate about health and fitness, okay? Yes, you still need to be talking about that. And yes, that is part of your top 5. But wouldn't you say that most other coaches, Beachbody coaches, are passionate about health and fitness as well? So that does not make you unique or different from other coaches, okay? It's not that you like helping people. Again, you still need to talk about that, and that's still probably one of your top 5 things. But that doesn't make you super unique and different from other coaches, okay? It's not that you're a mom, okay? Lots of us are moms. There's lots of coaches out there that are moms. Now, you can break it down a little bit and you can make it unique or different. Sorry, I'm reading Sam's thing. Yeah, so, oh, you mean redo your unique things? No, you've had a couple good ones. I actually have you listed. But, okay, so it's not just that you're just a mom, right? Like, there's lots of coaches that are moms, okay? But if you break it down and you make it a little bit more unique to you, you might be able to use that as one of your unique things. So are you a single mom? Okay, yes, there's a lot of coaches that are probably single moms, but it's more of a unique thing to you. It's more of a personal thing. It breaks it down a little bit more, okay? Are you a mom of twins? Are you a mom by IVF therapy? Are you a Pinterest mom? Are you a crafty mom? I wish I could be, but I'm not. I've tried, you know, but what makes you different in that aspect? And then to give you some examples, I'm going to give you some examples of me and a couple other coaches, okay? So, for example, things that make me different or unique, different than other coaches, okay? I love doing hair. I'm a retired hairdresser. I now have purple hair, okay? Gina, your hair, like that makes you unique. There's not every coach out there has purple hair. Not every coach out there enjoys doing hair. You know, a lot of coaches couldn't care less about hair, okay? So that makes me unique. And it's funny, I'm going to tell you guys that I did not color my hair purple to try to get attention. I did it because my daughter's been begging me for purple hair. And it's been something that I'm like, okay, I don't know. Like, I've had plain blonde hair for a long time, but I love to like express myself through my clothes and makeup and stuff like that. And honestly, I've just been putting it off because I was just a huge wuss and thought that I would regret it. So I was putting purple in her hair. I was putting blue in my son's hair. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to throw some purple in my hair. It was not supposed to be permanent, and it ended up being permanent, which I knew could happen. But it is funny how many people came to my page and reached out to me because I colored my hair purple. Because them seeing me on like that more unique level gave them something different to relate to, and it kind of put me in like a, how do I explain this? Not in a different category, but it kind of narrowed my category down a little bit to where I was reaching more of those people that were right here in this specific category from my overall category. And then those people were like, hey, I think I can kind of relate to her a little bit better now. I'm going to reach out to her. And and it's not just because of my purple hair. Obviously, I've had other people reach out to me for other reasons. But when you give people things that are like really unique and different, they can relate to you on a more personal level, and it's more interesting, okay? I love to go boating and I love to fish, okay? Not all female coaches love to fish. Like, I like to hook the fish and get the guts and blood on my fingers, and it doesn't bother me. I don't care. That is unique. That's me. That is something different that a lot of other coaches, they're not that way, okay? And then I come from an abusive childhood, okay? That is something that makes me unique and different than other coaches. Now, I do want to point out that when you're thinking about your things that are unique and, you know, unique to you, you want to have a little mixture of like fun, upbeat stuff that like makes people feel good and excited. And you can have a mixture of like things that are like really personal, like on a more personal level. So for example, like you wouldn't want all your unique things that you talk about and post about to be like all like more of the, not depressing, but I'm trying to think of the right word. Like, for example, I wouldn't want my 3 unique things to be like, oh, I was abused as a child. I, you know, had a alcoholic father, and then another third thing that's kind of like, of course, those are things you want to talk about, but you don't want all your unique things to be more of like a downer factor, okay? You want to mix in a little bit. You want a little bit of fun, a little bit of interesting, and you want a little bit of deep, vulnerable, okay? And everybody has both of those. If you are having trouble figuring out what your things are, reach out to me. I can probably tell you just from knowing you or seeing your stuff, something that makes you unique, okay? Jenna Reisinger, a coach on our team, she has tattoos, okay? Here's a few things that I think about her that make her super unique right away. She has a full sleeve, okay? There's not a lot of female coaches that have a full sleeve of tattoos. She just got a big tattoo like on her thigh. That's something I think of right away. She's got like 12 dogs. I don't even know how many she has. Honestly, she's got 4, I think. I know she's got at least 3, but I think she has 4. And, you know, with me too, I have 3 dogs. I'm going to tell you guys that not a lot of people in general are crazy enough to have that many dogs. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know how Jenna does it. She's a skin cancer survivor, okay? So again, she's got like the fun, like cool, kind of edgy stuff going on. And then she's got like that deep, vulnerable, like she survived skin cancer, still battles it to this day, okay? Liliana Peck. She is a lupus warrior, okay? She's living with lupus. Not a lot of health and fitness coaches have lupus, okay? She's bilingual. She speaks English and Spanish, okay? She posts a lot in Spanish, and I have to use the translator thing all the time because I don't ever know what she's saying. But that makes her unique to her market, okay? And it gives her kind of two different markets. Leslie, damn it, Leslie, how do you say your last name? I asked her this while we were in New Orleans too. And I know it, but I can't think of it. Capoian? I totally butchered that, didn't I, Sam? I don't know. Leslie, you know I love you. Your last name will always get to me. Leslie is an environmental scientist, okay? She goes out like on her free time and volunteers to like test the water and to look at bugs under microscopes, okay? She's passionate about that. That's unique to her. That's different. Samantha Smith, she beat postpartum depression, okay? She had severe postpartum depression and she beat it. Not every coach struggles with that, okay? Lauren Megan, I'm telling you guys their Facebook names so you can know who they are. Lauren Megan, she's a huge pit bull lover. She has pit bulls, and eventually she wants to have like a whole farm where she rescues pit bulls and raises them, okay? Amber Payton, she's a full-time working single mom, okay? She's got 2 kids. She works full-time. She's going back to school. That's something that is unique. Not all women, not all coaches go through that. Rachel Laffey is planning her wedding, okay? She's getting married soon, and she's planning her wedding and talking about that. So when it comes to your unique things that make you you, I want you guys to all think of at least 3 things that make you different. They make you unique, and I want you to write them down. Take a little bit of time if you need to think of something. And the reason I tell you to do this is because it gives you something interesting, okay? It gives your audience something interesting and something unique to follow, and people want that. They want different. They want something that stands out. They want something that interests them on a different level, okay? And now you still need to make sure you're posting about your 5 things that make you you on the regular, but you want to make sure that you're incorporating those specific things that make you unique as well. I try to make sure I'm posting about, you know, like one of my few subjects, like at least once a week, okay, just to kind of put it out there. And another really cool thing is that your unique factors, or the things that are unique about you, they're going to change as you go. For example, a couple weeks ago, I did not have purple hair, okay? Last year, a couple years ago, I didn't have a boat and I didn't even know how to fish, okay? You're going to learn things and you're going to change things about yourself as you go. So your unique factors are going to change. But the really cool thing about that is that people love to follow change, okay? That's another thing that I want you guys to keep in mind. People like to follow change. So whether it comes to workouts, your results, what you're doing in your life, they like to follow change. They like to see things changing and getting different and keeping it interesting, okay? So when it comes to posting and sharing about yourself and all that kind of stuff, try to make sure that you're not just posting the same thing over and over again with like nothing interesting behind it. So don't be the coach that just posts about working out every single day and that's it. Because people don't want to see that and just that. They don't want to see that every day, okay? Now, I'm not telling you not to post about your workouts. You still need to post about your workouts, but don't let that be the only thing you talk about. People need to see the rest of you and who you are and what makes you different and what makes you interesting. So you need to make sure you're talking about all that, okay? So the last thing I'm going to talk about is that I know a lot of coaches struggle with posting, okay? Especially in the beginning. I know a lot of coaches are like, I don't know what to talk about, or I don't know what to post about, or I don't even know how to post on social media. Well, hopefully I just gave you some different ideas with your unique factors and your 5 things that make you you. But another thing that I want to tell you guys is if you find yourself in a moment where you're like, I've got nothing, okay? And I still have those days 4 years later. I'm like, don't have nothing to talk about. find some personal development that you relate to, something that speaks to you with something you're struggling with, or just something that you know is you, maybe it's something you went through in your childhood, whatever. Listen to that personal development, and I promise you that you will be able to form some type of post. Some of my best vulnerable posts where I've had people reach out to me and say, thank you for sharing that, like I totally relate to you with that, or whatever it is, have come from me listening to personal development. They come to me while I'm listening to personal development. So if you're lacking motivation, or you're having a hard time figuring out what to talk about, or especially if you're struggling with being vulnerable and how to post out being vulnerable, go read a personal development book, or put some personal development on. I promise it will help, okay? All right, I think this was just